Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy, and it's going to be another Throwback Thursday because I haven't had a chance to paint. But this actually was a swipe I did, and everything I intended for it to be, it was not, but it actually turned out to be one of my favorites. It was one of those where it went wrong, but I still like the way it turned out. So at the time, I was trying to do a tail feather swipe, which I had seen Shelly do, and they were so cool looking, and she makes them look really easy, but they're not that easy. So I've got my pillow down on a 12-inch MDF round, and I'll show you my colors. Forgive me because I don't remember what pillow this was. As long ago as it was, it's probably Glidden Premium Eggshell, but who knows. Um, but I'm going to be using Arabian Sea from Colourarte. It's a primary element, really a beautiful color. And Deep Sea from Global. My Global paints, this is the Arabian Sea. The Deep Sea I get from Pixel Paint Designs, obviously Colourarte from Colourarte.com. Then I'm using Interference Blue from Colourarte with some gold sparkle interference in there. This color is Midnight Blue from Matisse. My Matisse paints I get from Blick.com, and I have a link for Blick in my description box. And I'm also using, that's the Interference Blue with the gold sparkle. I'm also using a PrizmPour Sample color, and I don't think the actual color was ever fully released, but it was a nice um, light blue, I believe. Anyway, and then I'm going to use some Mallee Ringneck Blue Boom Gel, which I also get from Pixel Paint Designs, and a white cell activator. So I'm going to lay my colors down kind of like in a peacock loop. And oh, that first color was not Midnight Blue. This is Midnight Blue. That other color was the Deep Sea. So this is that PrizmPour Sample color. It's kind of a frosty blue. It's not Frostbite. Frostbite's a lot lighter than that. I don't think that actual color ever came out. What color is that I was just showing you, I wonder? I might be missing a color. I think I might be missing Neptune's Gaze. I think that's what that color was in the PrizmPour bottle. Anyway, I'm going to lay my color down, and then I'm going to put my cell activator on my palette knife and try to swipe in the shape of this, peacock tail feather. It's not a peacock. Why am I saying that? Tail feather. Anyway, it doesn't go that way. So just know that my vision failed. But I do like the composition after, and I used up all the rest of that paint. So I love this Arabian Sea color. It kind of has like an Australian salmon gum, like blue-green feel. Like if you're familiar with that color from Matisse, that's kind of what it reminds me of, only it's shimmery and sparkly, and it's not opaque. So it's a really pretty color. Anyway, I really like the way this turns out, and I think I must have used Neptune's Gaze from Colourarte. So we'll see as the colors get laid down. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this journey. Hope you're enjoying the Throwback Thursdays. Um, I just don't want to not keep up with some painting videos while things are so crazy right now. And some of these are quite a ways back. So unless you've just been watching this entire time that I've been on YouTube, which is unlikely, you probably haven't seen it. So this is the Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue is very similar to Blue Black. It's maybe a tinge more green. I'm no color theorist, so it's hard to describe that, but it has maybe a little bit more of a Prussian tint, but definitely it's a beautiful, deep, rich color. But if you don't have Midnight Blue and you wanted to use a similar color, I would say a Blue Black would be pretty on point. So there's our interference color, which you can tell I'm a big fan of. I'm slopping it on there like nothing. And interference colors are so great, because you can put them with anything and they're just going to make it better. Like it could be something that's already really great, but they're just going to make it better. So obviously, stupid bubbles, right? Okay. So I think I'm stalling now before I add my colors. So this is the Deep Sea color from Global, I think. Actually, that looks like a different color blue. So now I'm confused if I'm using more of the midnight blue. I don't know, you guys. Maybe I am. I'm obviously using a whole lot of paint. So this is that PrizmPour Sample color. This color is actually a really beautiful color, and I think I still have paint in that same cup from the sample color, so I need to do a bloom with it and use it up. But it's a nice kind of pastel blue, but it's very frosty. And oh yeah, so this does look like it's Neptune's Gaze, and I was just real lazy and I just put it on right out of the bottle. You can do that if you're doing it sparingly with PrizmPour colors. You wouldn't want to do it in a very thick ribbon of color because you wouldn't want your paint to be too thick. But this is the Mallee Ringneck Blue Boom Gel. And then we're going to hit it with the White Cell Activator. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with like a blue-green color palette and white and shimmery interference colors, right? Like, who doesn't like that? Don't forget that there's a bunch of discounts in the description box, including Colourarte. You can use Mandy1120. I think the discount is 10% now. And then Pixel Paint Designs is also 10% for Boom Gel, Aussie Floetrol. I've also got discount code for Shelly's class if you haven't taken the Bloom course. But lots of stuff down in there. There's other pigments down there. I mean, resin, all kinds of stuff. All right, so here we've got our palette knife. We've got our cell activator on. You can tell I'm nervous because I'm going so slow. And then I stopped right in the middle of all those beautiful cells. So you can kind of see how this starts to go awry right here. But, you know, trust the process. It turns out pretty cool, in my opinion. Maybe I'm biased. But look at those beautiful cells with the beautiful white lacing. And then we just kind of go over there. And so obviously, so normally what Shelly would do at that point is she would kind of take a skewer, and this is when she was doing these back then. I don't know about now, but she would take a skewer and kind of turn that into like a tail feather look. But when I didn't get kind of an even, because she does it in one swoop. And so when I didn't get what I was going for, I was like, okay, now what am I going to do with this? Um, so I started trying to figure out, okay, like how can I tweak the composition? So at this point, I'll speed it up and kind of walk you through the process because I really think it turns out beautiful considering, you know, I didn't even make it all the way around with my cell activator. So now I'm still trying to do the skewer thing, but it's not exactly doing, you know, what I would expect it to do. But I think you get the idea of what I was going for, even though it didn't quite pan out. So I still like kind of what's happening over there where my hand is. But over here in this negative space, I don't know. So, but you'll see. I think it turns out kind of funky, but kind of cool. Some of my favorite pieces I've ever done were swipes where the composition went kind of wackadoo, and I just went with it. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here is like, can I turn it into what I was going for? Can I save it, right? So I got rid of that weird spot. And I'm sorry, this is sped up quite a bit, so it's looking like I have the shakes over there, but I'll put it back down in a second. So I decided to tilt it so I could control what we kept what we got rid of. I don't really like to do that very often because most of the time when I do that, I get really wonky cells, but it worked out for this one. So it ends up being kind of, kind of funky, not exactly what I was originally going for, but I still really like it. So you'll have to let me know what you think. I think it's just one of those where the colors work together, and yeah, I think there may be some indigo in here too, now that I'm looking at the blues, but so yeah, it sort of has that tail feather thing going for it, but it kind of ends up looking like a big wave with some like weird stripies. And I don't know, I really liked it. And just under resin, it's really very beautiful because of all the colors. So, sometimes you just got to go with it and, work it until you're happy with it. And if you're not happy with it after you do all that, you can scrape it, pour over it. Worst case, you're out some paint. But what I think is pretty cool is where we stretched it and you can see some of those like ghost cells. For me, it kind of turned out looking like I did it on purpose, even though I totally didn't. But I like it. Happy accidents, right? So let me show you up close. So you can see, sorry if you can hear the coffee maker, you can see the colors play really nicely together. That pop of the Neptune's gaze introduces a nice pop of the green. That PrizmPour Sample color is really pretty. It's very frosty, but just, there's some wild movement, but I really like the way this turned out. So, and I love the little ghost cells up here. So yeah, you have to let me know what you think. I mean, it's definitely not what I was trying to do, but how often does that actually happen anyway? But yeah, thanks for hanging with me on the Throwback Thursday. I have a couple of videos I need to edit, but yeah, I have not had a lot of time to paint. I did do a fun little bubble resin test. I just have to have time to edit them. So yeah, I'll share with you guys. Thanks for being patient while things are really hectic, but I thought this was a fun one to share, and I'll probably keep doing some throwbacks here and there until I can consistently paint a little bit more. I have a lot of ideas for a lot of things. My husband says, you're not interested in like one thing, you're interested in all the things. And that is so true. And isn't that true of most of us, right? We start off, we dip our toe into something, and then we're interested in lots of things. We go from acrylic to resin and then to texture and mixed media and all the things. So yeah, thanks for being patient and also for participating in my my art ADD. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys so very much. Let me know what you think of this little guy. I still think this one was a fun one. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to check the description box for discounts. I have a couple laser videos coming once I edit them. Still trying to find the right balance of, how much to show you about what to do in the software. And it's difficult to be entertained by a laser moving because it's enclosed, so you can't see a ton of stuff. So it's kind of cool to show you a couple action shots and then let it just give you ideas of what you can do with it. But I did cut some blanks that I'd like to show you guys, some heart-shaped coasters that I think would be really fun to use in either resin or acrylic. We just have to have time to play with them. And then I will make the blanks available for purchase for anyone who wants to buy them. I think they're really easy to use. I need to test them with blooms and see how the paint does on the acrylic surface, but it should be fine. So yeah, here it is. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. And let me know how you're doing, and if you're new, please say hello. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe in case you want to see more art ADD. Thanks again, guys. Take care.